Welcome. Okay, guys. Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. We are doing Drinker or Stinker today, so we're bringing out the big boy. This. Oh, a little fuzzy. Let's fix that real quick. Hang on. Hang on. Fixing this, the what do you call that? Focus. There we go. Oh, baby, look at that. What a day we're having. Can't do a Drinker or Stinker without bringing out Jones. My goodness, is Jones an absolute tribute to failure in cocktails. There are a lot of cocktails in here. We will eventually make all of them and play Drinker or Stinker. That's the idea for today. Now, this is a new thing I'm going to be doing, so we're going to have to get used to this. Dr. Cush is a live show. If you want to watch just the drink making part, you can skip right to it. Not if you're watching live. You can't fast forward reality. But you can skip right to it by going to the comments and clicking on the part that you want to watch. We're going to start editing these so that they're a little easier. I feel like having the 5-minute intro and then me dicking around for a while is unproductive. We are going to be going through Jones's book today. We're going to find out. I found a interesting sounding cocktail, and we're going to make it, and we're going to decide whether this is a drinker or whether this is a stinker. That's the idea of the show. Let me say hello to the people, though, before we get there. Since since this is a live show, we have live people here, live drinkers here. Let me say hello to, good evening, Shawnee Panabaker. Happy Drinker Stinker Day to all of you. Moose, going through the archives, found my old Orgeat video. Boy, that was a long time ago. I used to take real care in putting up those interesting looking thumbnails. Turns out, takes forever, and I don't have that time. So I'm glad you liked it, Moose. I don't think I've changed much since then, but maybe probably should go back and watch some of my old videos, learn a little bit from that old guy. Let me say hello to learn a little bit from that young guy. Let me say hello to Bon Bon, winner of the 2025 Kush Derby, ready to go. Amy Nordstrom is also here, ready to go. Cocktail Lulu, cheers to you, absolutely. Amy Nordstrom. I already said Amy Nordstrom. It's tough because you guys keep switching places on who is the #1 commenter so far. Did I already say DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Kush Derby? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Either way, good to see you, DC. I mean, obviously, goes without saying. KT is here. Kyle Tender.
Tiki, 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 taka, taka, ta, tiki, tiki, nueve, ta, 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 ta.
One of those. Let's see. Oh, Abry is here. Abry, thank you for giving Keith the amazing suggestion of the Counting Crows last night. Spectacular concert. Really, really above average. Well above average, I would say. Bordering on magnificent. Keith, Counting Crows killed it. They absolutely did. They did a whole thing. They did a round here, but in the middle of round here, they put in all, or most of, Raining in Baltimore. Spectacular. Cried, cheered, cried again. It was a long time. Oh, we had a Drinker Stinker in a while. That's correct. We don't normally do shows on Wednesdays. When we do shows on Wednesday, we will do Drinker Stinkers. Drinker Stinker was very difficult to keep up. Turns out not everybody publishes their bad cocktails, and that makes it difficult to do Drinker Stinker unless we're just purposefully seeking out mommy blogs and making those. And it seems, I mean, no offense to mommy blogs, it seems a little like punching down, and we are not about punching down here. So that is what we got. Tom Black from the Bourbon Hall crew. That's great. We have the Bourbon Hall crew represented. Finally, we've been trying to get a representative from the Bourbon Hall crew in here for a long time. We finally got them. And so now all of your Bourbon Hall questions can be directed directly at Tom Black. You don't have to ask me about the Bourbon Hall anymore because, as you know, I don't know much about it. Tiki Tom is here. Good to see you, Tiki Tom. What an absolute pleasure to have you here. This is fun. Enchanting Innovations, LLC. You might not recognize the name Enchanting Innovations, LLC, but you all know the guy that built this. This is our good friend Matt. He is watching over on Instagram. Oh, I think he was just blinking. Oh, we haven't named him yet, but he does live behind the bar now. If you watch him from time to time, I think every 5 minutes, he will flap his eyes open and he'll look all around the bar. The part that I do think Matt did this on purpose, He does roll his eyes a couple times, and it does make me think that already he's tired of listening to me talk. Let's see who else we got in here. Paul Bell Amaro. I survived the crows. I did. Lost about 8 pounds in salt. Just nostalgia washing over me. Oh my goodness. Cheers to you, Susan. That's my mom. Let's call her mom. Captain Jack and Coke is here, ready to go. Low carb cocktail guy made it, but I'll have to listen to it. That's all right. Low carb cocktail guy. While not an audio podcast, I never stop talking. So hopefully, that's going to be good enough for you. And I think basically we all understand what a drink looks like being, one liquid looks like being poured into another liquid. That is who is here. We have, we got a few new chatters. Boy, we got a pretty good little turnout today. So hopefully we're on the up and up, fellas. Let's find a thing. Oh, hot, 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 hot. It's the hot new show. I don't know what the soundboard's doing. Anyway, this is Jones. We just call it Jones. This is Jones's complete bar guide. I don't know if bar guide would be what I would call it. I've never actually read the actual bar. All of this is all bar guide. The recipes start from here and go to here. That is a lot of recipes. I think if we decided that if I did one of these a day, we could keep this show going for 8 years. Just going 1 to 1 to 1. Now, I don't think that would be a really interesting show. There's some weird drinks in here, some slight variations on stuff. That's what we're doing today. We're doing a slight variation. I wanted to see how it worked, though. We're doing a cocktail today called the Bronx Discotheque. It's all spelled weird. Discotheque. Discotheque, or discotheque, the Bronx Discotheque. More or less, it takes a drink that's while certainly a classic, easily one of the classic cocktails, it adds a little Galliano to it. That's all it is. The problem I've always had with the Bronx is the orange juice aspect to it. I feel like if you are basing a large portion of your drink around orange juice, you're running into some issues. So what Drinker Stinker is going to be doing today is we're going to find out whether or not bringing back some of the orange juice. There's a little less orange juice in this one than a normal Bronx cocktail, and adding in a more spiced, a more apparent type of liqueur is going to bring this into something that we can all sit and drink together in harmony. That's the idea. So I feel like we should get into it. Let's talk about the drink. The Bronx cocktail it's just one of those old drinks. A bartender created it apparently after going to the Bronx Zoo, loved the Bronx Zoo, and said, you know what I really want after the Bronx Zoo? Orange juice. Please give me some orange juice right now, but put gin in it and a little sweet vermouth, a little dry vermouth, and call me a cab because I have other zoos to get to. So the Bronx is a classic cocktail. One of the cocktails named after the 5 boroughs. You have this is a weird one, so I do know these. So it's the Bronx, the Brooklyn. There is the Manhattan. That's a big one. Technically, they named the Income Tax. Well, it's not named after it. It's one of the 5 borough cocktails. And then there is the Queens something or other. Trust me, there's 5 of them. The Bronx, though, one of the more classic ones. I say we get into it. I do have to keep the book here because I don't remember what the recipe is. I'll just say it to you guys. You guys tell me. 1 ounce of gin. No, sorry. Half ounce of Galliano, 1 ounce of gin, a quarter sweet vermouth, a quarter dry vermouth, and orange juice. That's what we're gonna do. I think I can remember that. We'll put this here and get into it. So everybody that's watching this that's not live, right now we're starting the cocktail. This is more of a note to me so that I know exactly where to look. We're starting it at 11 minutes and 14 seconds into this whole thing. So maybe I talk too much. All right, let's get our shakers ready. How do we know we're shaking it? Because we're putting orange juice into it. If you're putting orange juice into a cocktail, very rarely are you... Oh, he's awake. Yeah, Kyle's letting us know. Oh, dang, I keep missing him. Almost as if I turn around, he shuts his little eyes. If you guys have suggestions for the name of this little guy, I was thinking Peeper, but that might not be right yet. Little Peeper. Little peeper, the peepin' tiki. Peeper, the peepin' tiki. Okay, let's get into this. Let's start over here. I was going to use DC Debbie Clark's gin. Turns out I don't. Oh, I didn't turn on that camera. We'll wait for a second. I didn't really prepare well enough for that, so we're gonna have to find a different gin. Oh gosh, are we out of all other gins? Well, we might have to do a little swapperoo. Give me a second to find a gin. I don't know. Oh, gin. Great. Put that up there. I gotta get out there and buy another bottle of Martin Mills. We're gonna be using Phi gin. Oh, so far we have Hemingway, Tiki Kurt, and Biff. Maybe Peeper Bob. I think we got to get polls going on this show. Okay, we're going to start over here with our gin. This is Phi gin. Comes out of Hawaii. I believe it's made, yep, from pineapples. Sounds like a kind of an interesting way to make some gin in your life. Makes sense. How did I not set up the bar even a little bit? Oh, here we go. Jiggers. We're going to start over here, obviously, with our jigger here. We're going to start off with, it's just 1 ounce, guys. Calm down. 1 ounce of gin. Especially for drinker, especially for drinker or stinker, we don't mess with the recipe at all when we start making the cocktail. If we need to adjust later, we will. But we're going to start with 1 full ounce, and we're not going to go an ounce over that. So 1 ounce of gin. Fling that into your drink. There we go. Excellent. Let's just start making the cocktail of the way it's meant to be. We will get in here and grab our 2 different types of vermouth. Does anybody remember what you would call a drink that uses vermouth but uses both types of vermouth? There's a very specific name. It sounds better than it actually is. It's called making it perfect. Perfect. Oh, this is a good name. Ernest. Ernest the Peeper. Could it be Ernest? There we go. We got some perfects. Perfect. That's exactly right. It's called perfect. When you make a vermouth cocktail and you use a half part of dry and half part of sweet, you have made a perfect martini. So this is going to be kind of a perfect version of the Bronx. We're going to go ahead and throw in a 1/4 ounce of each of those. We're going to put these back in the refrigerator. It's important to refrigerate all of your vermouths. They're just wines. They will go bad. Let me say real quick hello to P. Fashionola. They are making a Fashionola. We met at Tiki Oasis. We're going to have these guys on the show. They did a whole book about the history of Fashionola, which is a fascinating history. So good to see you as well. What we have right here is basically a low ABV perfect martini, right? We got to bump this up a little bit. Boring just to drink that. We could. We have, and we certainly will again. We're not afraid of a good, perfect martini. We love our vermouth in our martinis, and double the vermouth. Usually, double the fun. We're gonna grab our very scary knife. This is not a knife that I love using. It's sharp and it's mostly used for cutting ice. Slice this guy. Oh, Kyle, look at you, buddy. Wow, Kyle doing all the right stuff. Get our big squeezer. We don't need that much. In the normal Bronx cocktail, it's about 1 ounce of orange juice. That's not what we're doing today. We want to do 3/4 of an ounce. So we are going to measure this out. We're going to very carefully squeeze this through until we see if we can't get like 60 or 70% of it right into the jigger. The other 40 to 90% is going to end up right on the bar. Give it a tip. Almost there. 3/4 of an ounce out of a whole half of orange juice. Not perfect. We're getting a +1 for Ernest. It's looking... Oh, he woke up. He woke up when I said his name. Oh, isn't he cute? Ernest. That's Ernest, everybody. Congratulations to Ernest. Ernest, the Peepin' Tiki. 3/4 of an ounce of orange juice. Just throw that in. You don't need to be precious about it. Just drop her in. I'm going to check the book real quick. Half an ounce of Galliano. Half an ounce of Galliano. Galliano, an ingredient that sort of wanes, kind of comes, kind of goes, like the tide. It's ruled by the moon, I guess. Galliano has a lot of anise. Oh, get my hand out of there. A lot of anise. It is a tough bottle design. This is a tough bottle design. This is the 375 milliliter one. The other one gets about this big. Tough to store almost anywhere. And I will say to liquor companies, and I will say this forever, I appreciate your interesting bottle design. I like it. It's great. You're going to have a tough time if we can't store the bottle. If we have to only buy in 375s because that's the same height as other bottles, I can't buy more Galliano because I have nowhere to put it. I guess the idea was, you know what? If we do it in the biggest bottle, they're going to have to put it on the top shelf, and then they're going to have to say that Galliano is a top shelf liquor. That's true, but only because it won't fit anywhere else. I might put this in a middle shelf, sometimes right there on the bottom shelf. But it won't fit. If you don't have Galliano, completely understand what you're up to. Is it a good vanilla liqueur? Are you talking about Galliano? It is not a vanilla liqueur. Very, I would, oh, sorry, we started a whole new conversation. Galliano is very much like it's in the same vein as yellow chartreuse. It doesn't taste exactly the same. Please don't come after me about that. It doesn't taste exactly the same, but it is able to be sort of switch in and out, same about the same sweetness. Herbally, very herbalisque. And it also reminds me a lot of one of our favorite liquors on this show, Strega, the Witch. So we want half an ounce of this stuff. Now Galliano is very well known in the bar tending community for being a big flavor. You add a little bit of this to a lot of different drinks, and it will certainly change that. Probably the most famous, you take a screwdriver, vodka and orange juice, that's all there is to it, and you slam that together with a little bit of Galliano float, and you have yourself a Harvey Wallbanger. Now, if you haven't had a Harvey Wallbanger, totally understand. Much better name than it is a drink. I can finally get this on. There we go. Much better name than it is a drink. Not, in my opinion, a great drink. It's sort of an absinthe tasting, sort of an anise tasting version of the screwdriver, which I love. Sometimes a screwdriver is absolutely necessary. Not necessarily delicious, but certainly necessary. You take that Galliano, you put it in there, you got a whole new Harvey Wallbanger. This, we're just taking a Bronx, adding a little bit of the... Wait, I poured this all in. Okay. The Harvey Wallbanger is the conversation is done now because I forgot what I was saying. The Harvey Wallbanger was the top cocktail the year I was born. How do you know that? How do I figure that out? Can somebody look up 1982 top cocktail? I want to know what it is. If it's embarrassing, don't put it to a private chat me. It probably is embarrassing, but maybe it'll be a good one. Here we go. Let's give this a big ol' shake. My form was a little off on that shake. Anybody notice that? I didn't do the full. I didn't give it everything. Didn't freeze a glass. Forgot about it. It's a live show, guys. You know, can't think of everything. Can't think of most things. Well, let's go ahead and pour this out. Let's see what it looks like first of all. Yeah, kind of figured. This is my least favorite color of cocktails. I have a recurring dream that I run into a bar, grab a cocktail, and it's been switched. One of the bartenders is having some UTI issues, and he brought along a pee sample, and he accidentally put that into a shaker cup, and this is what I get. It looks like a little bit of pee, and not particularly healthy looking pee. There's something about the yellow color that throws me off. The orange juice certainly does that to it. You're not really catching a lot of the other flavors. Let me see if there's a garnish for it. No garnish. Love that. It's a Bronx cocktail. You're going to catch a lot of orange. There's not enough, in my opinion, usually in Bronx cocktails, there's not enough gin. The sweet and the dry vermouth get absolutely washed away by the orange juice, but maybe the addition of a little bit of Carpano Antiqua, or sorry, what are we doing? Galliano will do it. Let's see. Interestingly enough, I'm not catching a ton of Galliano on this. The thing that's getting me the most is the sweet vermouth. Lost the plot on the gin. Yeah, lost a lot of the gin. Low carb cocktail guy. I know you can't tell what's going on. I did not really make a bad face. I'm a little confused about the cocktail. It's not horrible. If we're gonna put Galliano in it, we should put Galliano in it, though. I feel like half an ounce might not be enough. Let's put this back in here for a second. See if we can't fix this a little bit. I'm gonna bump the gin up. All right, the Bronx Discotheque, the way it's written, I don't think it has enough gin. I think we could use a little bit of gin. We got this good Phi gin, so I think it's time to fix this Bronx cocktail from the ground up. We're going to go ahead and put in, normally you want to go up by quarter ounce. We're going to go ahead and just put the whole half. Oh, he's awake. Ernest is awake. He's excited about putting more gin in there, I think. That's what he's up to. Go ahead and put in half ounce there. We have sweet vermouth. It's in spades in there. I don't think we mess with the vermouth. We definitely don't want to start to mess around with any more orange juice. So the only last thing that we have to do is a little extra Galliano. We have a half an ounce in there. I'm just going to put another quarter ounce just to see if we can't find some more of those anise notes. See if we can't find just a little bit more herbalness. Yeah, that's right. Enchanting innovations. Matt says, always looking and judging. That's exactly what I feel like. I now have, I not only am I judging myself constantly, but now I have him to do it too. So I think maybe he's just one of my inside characters coming out. We don't need to shake too hard. We already have a lot of coldness in there. Let's see. Did we fix it? Pour this in. We might have added too much. That, my friends, is a wash line. Let's get right back here. Look at this guy. Hello. Oh, there we go. Hello. Yeah, we're right to the top. That's competition wash line right there. I'm going to go ahead and do one of these. Like a cat. Okay. Honestly, okay. The reason the Bronx cocktail even became popular at all was because we used to have really crappy gin. We would make gin. When this cocktail was like at its biggest was during Prohibition. You had some orange juice to hide all those crappy off notes of the bathtub gin that you were making. a lot of cocktails from that time really do need to be switched around, right? I think people were just more or less chasing the booze high, the booze high, the drunkenness is what they wanted. They wanted that warm drunk feeling to go, so they would put whatever they could into their drinks and then just cover it up with all the other flavors. For this in particular, I think more gin is a real boost to it. So. With the 3/4 of an ounce. So if you match your orange juice taste, your orange juice amount to your Galliano amount, Galliano and orange juice do seem to go well together. So bump that up, absolutely. More gin, not 1 ounce. I think you could probably do. Don't tell Frank what we just did. Frank's not watching. He's only listening. So don't tell Frank. No matter what you do not tell Frank what we just did. Give that just a little stir. Let's see how it does with a lot more gin. Now that's a cocktail. Come on. That's a good one. More gin lightens it up. It seems like that would be a little bit different. But if you find a gin that isn't, that, it didn't come from the same place that your grandmother, scrubs her feet, you're going to find that gin really sort of helps. Don't tell him. Low Carb Cocktail Guy is asking. Do not tell Low Carb Cocktail Guy what we just did under any circumstances, because he's only listening. If you're not watching, you don't get to see all the little bits and bobs. The gin lightens the whole thing up. This thing starts off fairly syrupy. If you're doing a lot of orange juice, a lot of Galliano, those are two sort of syrupy situations. You have the vermouths, which are wine. They're not super alcoholic, so they're not going to give you that thin alcohol flavor or that thin alcohol feel. You're really sort of getting a kind of a syrupy situation. More gin, a little bit more Galliano to sort of cut the orange juice, and I think you got yourself a cocktail. Now, this, I guess, would still technically be the Bronx Discotheque because of the ingredients that we put in there, but we have switched up all of the proportions. That is normally how we deal with Jones. Jones has the inklings of a lot of ideas and then really misses out on the execution. Almost every cocktail that I have made from Jones has been a little wrong. Just a touch wrong. I think it started off as a stinker. If somebody handed that to me in a bar, I would think that I was being handed a drink at somebody's house who, was trying to get rid of a number of ingredients. That's what that felt like. It felt like somebody that was cleaning out their refrigerator. Their orange juice was, not going to go bad right now, but, they knew they weren't going to drink that much orange juice in the next couple days, and trash days, tomorrow. So let's get rid of as much as we can. Sweet and dry vermouth sounds like they were like, make it perfect. Without really understanding what they were doing. And then they were being very stingy with the gin. This tastes really nice. I do think that I would drink this. Yeah, I would drink that. In fact, I'm going to. Turns out, I'm probably going to drink this one. He agrees. Let me just say, I can always tell when he goes, his eyes, he has very apparent eyes. I can hear him when his eyes fling open when I've said something. Old Ernest, he's got a way of announcing himself in the room. We're asking, would Ernest drink this? Close his eyes right as I turn back. Maybe he doesn't like orange juice. That's my favorite part of Drinker or Stinker, learning how to fix the stinkers. Yeah, really, the whole point of fixing stinkers, taste it. You got to taste it. Once you've tasted it, find what there is too much of And what there isn't enough of. This is not rocket science, guys. This is fairly, I think you guys would figure this out. Just figure out what it is and then go with the opposite flavors, add those up. So I felt like this was too thick, so a little bit more gin was extra helpful. I think probably we could have switched this up a little bit and added more dry vermouth to it if we didn't want to make this a booze bomb, which we have now done. This thing might light on fire. If we didn't want to make it a booze bomb, we could add more dry vermouth. Dry vermouth is an incredible way to thin out cocktails and to lengthen cocktails. To take a cocktail that maybe you don't want it nice and short, maybe instead you want it to be something that you can sort of sip on. You don't want it to look like this. You want it in a large cup. Dry vermouth is a great way to do that. It's not flavorless by any means, but it mixes with a lot of great liquors. Anything clear for sure. Tequila specifically. If you want to be sipping on your tequila for a long time, dry vermouth is a great thing to add to it. It goes very well with gin. Obviously, the martini is one of the most popular cocktails of all time. So we could have done it that way. I instead went with more gin to keep this in the same basic glass. We'd have to make it longer. We went there, and then instead of adding any sour, which normally would help out a lot of cocktails, we took the ingredients that we had and bumped them up. Guys, I guess that's what we do. That's what we do here. We have a drink. So this is the Bronx Discotheque remixed. I think we'll probably change it to the regular spelling of discotheque. That might actually, Theque might be the right spelling of discotheque. I've never spelled discotheque before. But we're just going to spell it Discotek and get the heck out of there. Amy Nordstrom asking about bitters. Obviously, bitters in a situation like this would help. Just remember that not all bitters come in tiny bottles. I would count the Galliano as a bitter in this. It certainly has that absinthe flavor to it, that anise, a little wormwoodiness. It certainly doesn't taste like absinthe. It's much sweeter. A little herbal. Many more herbs than what absinthe really relies on, which is a lot of that anise. So be careful with adding too many bitters to anything, because you can start to really be invasive with your bitters. And since we already started with a bitter, better to bump the bitter up that you got before you start calling in reserves to bitter the rest of it. So that's my thought on it. That's a drinker. This right here, absolutely a drinker. So let's go over the proportions that we did again. So it is going to be 2 ounces of gin. That's the final tally. 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 ounce orange juice, 3/4 ounce of Galliano, 1/4 ounce of dry vermouth, 1/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. If you want, you can bump up both of those. I think I did a little bit more than 1/4 ounce of the dry and the sweet vermouth. I know I did. I watched it go in and I couldn't stop myself. But find, so right around 1/4, maybe a heavy 1/4 ounce of both of those. Give that a nice shake. Yes, it does look like shimmery pea. And that is not a great option. Sometimes you can't help that, though. Shimmery pea is a color of cocktail, and I wish it wasn't. I wish they all came out that cocktail brown. But they don't all come out cocktail brown. Or, if we could, really like to clarify this guy. Yes, hashtag shimmery pea currently trending all across all of the boards. So, you're welcome, world. Cheers to you guys. We're here on Wednesday because we can't be here tomorrow, so we will not have a show on Thursday. We will have a road show on Saturday. We will be live. We'll be coming to you live. So tune in for that one. It's a fun one. We always do. For those of you who don't know, my wife and I, we go to a masquerade ball every year. We love it. It's one of our favorite traditions. I think this is 9 years we've been going. So if you want to see our costumes. We've been working on them for a couple hours at this point. We really got behind on our Labyrinth of Jareth costumes, but we will be wearing our costumes, and we will be making a fantasy cocktail this weekend. So tune in, watch the show on Saturday, and then we're going to get back to a regular schedule of Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from here on out until something comes up, and then as I go. If your pee looks like that, I suggest seeing a doctor. This? Uh-oh. What do you think there? Anyway, okay. Looking forward to the costumes. Thank you. That's what we got, guys. We have completed a show. I will see you on Saturday for Dr. Cush's exotic Labyrinth of Jareth, where we'll be making a cocktail inspired, most likely, by the movie The Labyrinth, which, if you have not seen it, hey, you're just like me up until I married my wife, and now I've seen it 500 times. Sometimes that's how that goes. Until next time, what do we always say when we are saying goodbye to people? We have to make sure.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
We have to make sure that they're not Dr. Jinga Janga. I am part of a lawsuit currently that is trying to figure out who the real Dr. Jinga Janga is. But after that,
Bye!
We say goodbye. Bye, guys. You gonna dance?
Father gave me a small loan of
Goodbye! Goodbye!
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
I know.
Sure, why not? I don't know.
Well, maybe.
But that's not what we're talking about.